He's going for St Mary's. James Habergam leads Beckett. Thomas Costello, Cardiff Met. Conor McLean, Glasgow. Richard Bartram, Bath. John Howarth, Cardiff. Kieran Riley of Loughborough. Well, Blake Moore has gone off like a scalded cat. 30 seconds in. There's already 30 metres between him and the rest of the pack. Just the top three advancing, as well as those three best runners-up. And this heat 1 of 2. In terms of the fastest qualifiers, well, Alfred Yabsley of Swansea went under 4 minutes. He's the only one in this field that did. And a couple more in heat 2. Adam Moore from St Mary's, Dominic Brown, Sheffield, Joseph Tuffin from Birmingham, all went 3:59 something. And the Swansea man just positioning himself in that chasing pack at the moment. Still plenty of racing to go here. Will the St Mary's man be able to keep this temperature up for the entire race? We've got Conor McLean from Glasgow giving chase. And Kieran Riley from Loughborough just dropping down into 4th place as Alfred Yabsley goes through the gears and tries to reel the leader in. Blake Moore, surely he's gone off too quickly. He's not going to be able to maintain this for the entirety of this semi-final. Into the final 800 metres then, 4 laps to go. It's still Blake Moore from St Mary's, but I feel as though the rest of the field are just allowing him to gas himself before they reel him in. James Coxon from Cambridge currently in 5th place. And then Cardiff University's John Howarth just behind him in 6th, but he's coming under a little bit of scrutiny from the men behind him, as this has started to take a uniform pace now into the home straight. They'll see 3 laps to go this time, and credit to Blake Moore. He's still leading them out, and he's still got Conor McLean in behind him. But Yabsley, the man who went under 4 minutes earlier, he is at the front of that chasing pack, and he looks like he could pounce at any second. He's about 15 metres behind the leader from St Mary's. Those are your front two. The top 3 will go through to the next round. Kieran Riley from Loughborough just goes past Yabsley, forces him into 4th place as they go to the penultimate lap. And Blake Moore, you know, looks like he's going even faster. So it's Blake Moore from Conor McLean, from Kieran Riley. Yabsley of Swansea in 4th place. Richard Bartram of Bath currently in 5th. It's starting to spring out now. String out, should I say, as the tempo goes up. James Coxon from Cambridge in 6th place. He's just sticking on the tail of the Bath man. They'll hear the bell this time, and this has been virtuoso from Blake Moore so far. Has he got the gas to win the race, or will they reel him in? And will he still finish in the top 3? Keep your eye on Kieran Riley as he goes into 2nd place, and looks like he could cruise up on Blake Moore from St Mary's here. It's been a real change of pace from Riley, qualified in 4:04.23. In fact, the slowest qualifier in the group, and he's going to gain on Blake Moore, but Moore's going to take it. He let it out with a ferocious pace, and 3:56.09. So Blake Moore takes the victory. Kieran Riley picks up 2nd place. Conor McLean from Glasgow in 3rd. For everybody else, they'll have to wait and see. 3 best runner-up spots are all available for tomorrow's final. But Blake Moore, Conor McLean, Kieran Riley will be in the final, and at least 3 from heat 2 will be joining them. The 2nd semi-final coming right up. Heat number 2 then of the men's 1500 metre semi-final. Places in the final up for grabs. And away we go. Daniel Wild running for Loughborough, Adam Moore of St Mary's, Jethro McGraw of Birmingham, David Malarkey, Leeds Beckett, Aaron Cooper, Worcester, Alex Goodall, Durham, Dominic Brown, Sheffield, Joseph Tuffin, Birmingham, Matthew Williams, Cardiff Met. Adam Moore, Dominic Brown, Joseph Tuffin, all qualified in under 4 minutes. Matthew Williams of Cardiff Met, just the wrong side of 4 minutes.
Bronze medalist here last year in this event.
The crowd already getting behind the athletes here. Got a couple Birmingham athletes at the front. Jethro McGraw, Joseph Tuffin dictating the pace. Got Sheffield's Dominic Brown currently in third. That could well be how they finish given the entry times. Got Adam Moore of St Mary's, 3:59.39. He's in that blue and white striped vest, 5th back at the moment. His teammate Blake Moore's already booked his place in the final. Back marker at the moment. Daniel Wild of Loughborough, he was the slowest qualifier. 4:04.43. Alex Goodall marginally quicker than him. The Durham racer, 4:04.14. Oh, we've got 7 athletes. This one is strung out as well. All of these guys really putting it in. Jethro McGraw leads with 4 laps to go, and we've got Dominic Brown in 2nd place. He finished really strong in the qualifiers. David Malarkey sat there in 4th as well, and now Adam Moore of St Mary's. Top 3 going through, but 4th place at this pace should definitely be enough to qualify. Matthew Williams of Cardiff Met starting to get amongst it as well, and Joseph Tuffin from Birmingham starting to feel the pace. He went toe-to-toe with Jethro McGraw, his teammate before, and now he is, well, it's a Birmingham bookend on this lead group of 6. It was 7 until Alex Goodall just started to drop off the pace, and since he has dropped off the pace, it's like someone's pulled the ripcord on the parachute. Now Matthew Williams, keep your eye on the Cardiff Met man, because he's started to stretch his legs, and he's going to go round St Mary's Adam Moore with 2 laps to go. Dominic Brown from Sheffield on the shoulder of Jethro McGraw, who's led for some time. And here's a response from Adam Moore as well, just out of shot in the battle for 3rd place. There are your 2 leaders. Jethro McGraw being shouted on by the crowd here. Perhaps they're behind Dominic Brown, who's the home athlete, running and racing for Sheffield as they hear the bell. The top 3 will automatically qualify. The rest are hoping for the best runner-up spot. Jethro McGraw goes into the back straight for the final time. Dominic Brown just behind him, and the response coming behind them from Cardiff Met and St Mary's, but Dominic Brown timed this one to perfection. Been on the shoulder of Jethro McGraw, but he's going to take it home now. McGraw has to put the hammer down himself as Adam Moore is going to go around him, so Dominic Brown wins it. Jethro McGraw picks up 2nd. Adam Moore picks up 3rd. It's going to be a 4th place for Cardiff Met's Matthew Williams. Should be enough to get him to the final. But everyone's safely over the line. That is the 1500 metre semi-final complete. Automatically qualifying: Blake Moore, St Mary's; Conor McLean, Glasgow; Kieran Riley, Loughborough; Adam Moore, St Mary's; Jethro McGraw, Birmingham; and Dominic Brown of Sheffield. 3 more will join them based on their times, and they'll be back for the 1500 metre final in the final session tomorrow. Make sure you join us for that. To finish today, we've got the men's and women's relays. Some great racing coming up. There's no semi-finals for the women's 1500 metres, because they go straight through to the final based on the entries and qualification yesterday. So that's the 1500 semi-finals over. Next up, the 4x200 relay heats for men and women.
Women's Launcher, Obama, Dennis and George qualified, Alessandro Cellini and Shay Richards, both jumping 7 meters 30, representing them through the last round. And that's Fiona Hockey by the men's clear. She was equal second alongside Chris Jones at last year's recent World Championships. That's the long jump from pool 2 alongside Dean and Richards, Peter Scarrow and Jake Bergen qualified, and then from the third pool, Samuel Ryan, Daniel Ryan, Cam Henderson, Jack Roach and Lloyd Barker. Those are the finalists in the men's long jump. I'm sorry for So Sophia, already done. Bristol University, keeping supporters on the F6. Just testing their knowledge, University 15 to the third attempt. Lifetime best 3 meters 76 that she set in 2018 at World Cup. That event, like for Manchester, sold out very, very quickly. Another reminder about the captain's meeting tomorrow at 14:40. Is the difference matters going forward, 3:15. Shibu once again on run for his 350 as her first attempt. And she joined the 4 metre club a few weeks ago. I saw her do that at All Manchester, and quite rightly she was absolutely delighted. I'll explain the rules of the 4 metre club a bit later on because they're very complex. Comfortably clear, 3 metres 60. Into the central line, so we'll start there first from 360, so when the line goes up, and will be something that will lifetime best, because it currently stands at 3 metres 63. Next of all is the easily spotted Papalola and Diet. Context in the light, and I feel you can spot from afar. She goes clear, 3 metres 60. She cleared 3 metres 76 last weekend to return the Scottish University's indoor title and better her own CDP with a clearance to 376. So Nelson, Brunel, sails over 360. Bronze medalist at this year's Deciding World Championships, clearing 392, just 1 centimetre short of our lifetime best. The other hockey next to those. Silver this year at World Championships in 2017 and 2018. And so, Alvin, Surrey, next to goals, 360. timetable because the competitors are ready for the first heat of the men's 4x2 in line with the qualifiers for the women's title. Laura Sierra, Morgan Lane, Sharifa Pereira, and Tapping, on news to Brian, Crossing and Elise Wilson, Emily Borthwick, Emily Matton-Ford, Katie C, Laura Morgie, and Laura Evans. Those are the qualifiers for tomorrow's item 5.
Can you remember to announce about the results? Thank you.
Right. Relay teams always want their space, quite rightly so. They will be available tomorrow morning, that is Sunday morning, not Saturday evening. So please do not go and ask timekeepers for the splits of these 4x2 100-metre relays until tomorrow morning.
This is heat 1, 6 in our men's 4x2 relay. On the inside in lane 1, we have Swansea University. In lane 2, we have Brighton. In lane 3, Leeds Beckett. In lane 4, Brunel. Lane 5, Warwick. And on the outside in lane 6, we have Manchester. Qualification will be in top 6, fastest times run, those 16s.
Welcome back to the BUCS Nationals. We end today's session with the heats in the men's and women's 4x200 metre relay. Got 6 heats, and these will all be done on time, not position. Swansea, Brighton, Leeds Beckett, Brunel, Warwick and Manchester go in this first heat. And this is one of those interesting positions where winning a relay might not necessarily mean that you are the champion, or sorry, that you qualify for the final. So all about putting a great time in. Swansea in the white and green in lane 1. Brighton in the purple with the white splash and the black shorts in lane 2. Leeds Beckett, very similar kit to Brighton, in lane 3. The purple, white and black. Brunel in that navy blue with the gold trim in lane 4. Warwick in that maroon in lane 5. And then Manchester, again in an almost identical kit to Brighton and Leeds Beckett in lane 6. 4x200, so 4 complete laps. This is heat 1 of 6 in the men's 200 metre relay. And we get away first time. The second legs trot towards the start line, but it's been a lightning start from Warwick in lane 5. All flat out sprinters as Manchester go up the bank in lane 6. And they start to take the position, wrestle for position and jostle for position. Who's going to be first at the first changeover? Brunel looking pretty good, leads Beckett and Brighton changing. It was a scrappy changeover for Warwick after an excellent first leg. So now it is advantage to Brighton. But look at Brunel flying down that back straight to put themselves in pole position. All into lane one now. Oh, and a man's pulled up. Warwick, the hamstring's gone in the second leg, so we'll only have 5 finishers, and it's advantage Brunel, but a great changeover from Brighton. But Swansea, pretty sharp as well. They go shoulder to shoulder, almost into lane 3. That'll cost them time-wise. So into the third leg, and Brunel hammering down the home straight. Surely they're going to take this one home, but remember, it is all about the time, not the position that you finish in. Brunel onto the final leg to take it home in heat number 1. A brilliant third leg as well. Oh, and a terrible changeover from Swansea. They lose the position from second to third. It's basic stuff. So Brighton are going to take second place, but Brunel are going to take first. Where are they going to stop the clock? It is 1:30. Brighton takes second, Swansea third, Leeds Beckett fourth, and Manchester fifth. It was 1:30 for Brunel. We've not got the exact splits, but remember, it's the top 6 on time. So what is that going to mean? We've got a man down there. Looked like the hamstring went. He's in good hands, though. Hopefully that won't keep him up for too long. It's a sea of purple down there. We observed that if we had those 3, plus Loughborough, plus Durham, could be a commentator's nightmare in the final, but I don't think any of them will be troubling the final. Some interesting changeovers there, but a great relay from Brunel. 1:30, and therefore by 200 metres. That's 1 heat down, 5 heats to come.
Powders is as long as you've got a shake yourself. Yeah, I've got shake with me. Strawberry and chocolate. It gains a lot, so might as well use it. Well, I've got another 4 bags of that back. Oh, brilliant. 83 servings in a bag. I don't really think we needed that much this weekend. At least I've got enough for the summer.
Yeah, definitely. No, I've got a catching a train home, so I'll see you tomorrow.
results in our first heats, the men's 4x200 metres, are Scorpion Racing, allowing first place Brunel University, 1:13.18. Second place Brighton, 1:33.11. Third place Swansea, 1:34.79. Fourth place Leeds Atkins, 1:36.01. And fifth place Manchester, 1:36.62.
You join us ahead of Heat 2 of 6 in the men's 4x200 metre relay. The top 6 will advance, but it's by time, not position. Brunel put themselves in pole position in the 1:30s. Quite some way ahead of Brighton, 1:33 for them. So at the moment, the 6 qualifiers, well, in fact, there are only 5 qualifiers if they're all going to come out of Heat 1, because Warwick, due to a hamstring injury, did not finish the race. Five teams go in heat number 2. Durham in the white and platinum purple jerseys in lane 2. Exeter in green ahead of them in lane 3. Oxford Brooks in the black racing vests with Brooks across the chest in 4. Sheffield Hallam go in lane 5. They're in the maroon vests with the white strip and the black shoulders. Then Northumbria, all in black with the red and white trim, will go in lane 6. Those are the second legs waiting in position. We'll switch at the halfway point, so everyone will be racing in lane 1. The changeovers were not particularly smooth in heat number 1. Brunel definitely looked the smoothest, and that was rewarded with a victory of over 3 seconds over the rest of the field. Just the officials down there talking about the photo finish. Some running repairs being made. With timing so important in terms of qualification for the final, it's important that everything is sorted before we get this second heat underway, the men's 4x2. In the meantime, the women's pole vault continues over in the field. The finals will be tomorrow. It's a day of qualifiers today. Whereas tomorrow, got a few more qualifiers, but then we come to the end on the track of the 1500 women, the 400. Plenty of gold medals up for grabs, but right now it is the second of 6 heats in the men's 4x200 metre relay. Durham in 2, Exeter 3, Oxford Brooks 4, Hallam 5, Northumbria 6. And we do get away first time, and it's a lightning start from Northumbria over in lane number 6, but Oxford Brookes going well too in lane 4, bang in the middle. Leg 2 have just started to get into position, so let's keep an eye on where we are with the changes. Northumbria will change first. How smooth will it be? Very smooth indeed. Sheffield Hallam smooth on the change too. It already looks a lot slicker than it did in the first heat. Sheffield Hallam going into the lead up the back straight. This is a monster second leg, and now everyone into the inside lane, and it starts to become carnage at changeover time if it's close, but at the moment it's not. Sheffield Hallam well into the lead. Northumbria change second, Oxford Brookes in third, Durham in fourth, and Exeter making up the rear in fifth place. Sheffield Hallam chasing down that lead time of 1:30 set by Brunel. Remember, qualification done here on time, not position. This is the third leg. Sheffield Hallam taking it away from the rest of the field with Northumbria in second place. 1:06 is on the clock for the final leg. Sheffield Hallam, a little bit of an adjustment there from left to right. That'll cost them seconds. Will it cost them qualification for the final? Hallam down the back straight for the final time. I think everyone else might be out of contention in terms of qualification, and we're about to see exactly how good that time from Brunel was. The clock on 1:25 as Sheffield Hallam over the line, taking its 1:29.60, a pump of the fist, and that should be enough to put them into the final tomorrow. Sheffield Hallam, the new benchmark time. They go quicker than Brunel, and everyone this time safely over the line, and that concludes heat 2. Well, frantic stuff there. Well run by Sheffield Hallam. Northumbria finished second. And we're straight on the track for heat 3. 6 heats in the men's. And 4 heats in the women's. Lane 1 will be empty in heat 3. Sheffield, the home team, will go into in the black vests with the gold trim. University Central Lancashire in the white vest with the black and red trim will go in 3. Bristol and Cardiff Met in very similar colours actually, but the Archers of Cardiff Met have the gold and navy trim. They go in 4 and 5 respectively. Then East London in the royal blue vests go in lane 6. Those are the second leg runners, just getting a talking to, being told exactly when they can funnel into lane 1. 1:29.76 was the confirmed time for Sheffield Hallam in heat number 2. So at the moment they're in pole position. Brunel, second fastest qualifiers. It's a bit of a bun fight below them, but I don't think anybody's going to be quick enough to get into the final based on their times if they've not won their heat, with so much firepower still to come. 6 heats, 6 advance, but done on time, not position. Been a clear winner the whole time. Well, certainly in the 2 heats that we've had so far. The final of this one will be the final event of the weekend. It'll be at 20 to 5 tomorrow. We're back tomorrow with the heats of the 200-metre women. That's at 10:35 in the morning. And then the men's. 18 heats in the men's. Then the semi-finals of the 400, the semis of the 200, And then from then on, it is all finals on the track. 3,000 metres, 400 metres, 200 metres, 18, 15. And then the relays. Gold medals awarded for every single one. In the field, triple jump, shot put, pole vault, long jump and high jump finals. So Super Sunday tomorrow. Make sure you join us live from 10:30 in the morning. We'll be bringing you as much action as we can here at the EIS. The BUCS Nationals, as the whistle goes, and we call the athletes to the start line for heat 3 of 6 in the men's 200-metre relay. Sheffield in 2, UCLan in 3, Bristol 4, Cardiff Met 5, East London 6, 129.76, the benchmark time set by Sheffield Hallam. Get away first time, and Sheffield got away quickly. UCLan got away slowly. In fact, they're already cut off from this race as Cardiff Met in lane 5 look very strong through the first leg. East London with some catching up to do. But look at that finish from the first leg of East London. They're going to change in second place. Cardiff Met get the baton there first again. There's that change from left to right hand for Cardiff Met that's going to cost them some seconds. However, they are well in the ascendancy down the back straight of leg 2. It's Cardiff Met from East London. And they're the only ones in contention here. Remember, it's on time, not position, as Sheffield in third place have some catching up to do. That's a better changeover from Cardiff Met. UEL nearly dropped the baton there. And there's yesterday's 60-metre hurdles champion looking to make up some ground, but he's got some work to do, has Laborde, because Cardiff Met are striding home here. 129.76 is the lead time from Hallam. The clock ticking up over a minute now. It's going to be a tough ask for Cardiff Met to get there from here, but they should do enough to qualify for the final. Or is that changeover going to make a difference? Here comes Sheffield, here come University of East London, but Cardiff Met still way out in front. East London flying round the bend. Could we get 2 qualifiers from this semi-final? Great finish on the hands here. Cardiff Met down the back, but East London could come from third to first to win it, and they do. It's 129.18. It's a new fastest time, and University of East London took the baton for the final lap in third place, finished in first, and 129.18 is the time set by UEL. Well, if that's what it's going to take to qualify, how exciting is the final going to be? It was 129.76 from Sheffield Hallam. I look forward to getting those confirmed times, because I think Cardiff Met might still just about have done enough to qualify for tomorrow's final. But what we do know is East London, 129.18 is the new benchmark time.
It will be 4 of 6 and 4
still said he only did one.
Right. In fact, last hit, there has been a disqualification which affected the first 3 places. A DQ in that last hit which affected the first 3 places as Mike pulled across the line. So if you were involved in that finish, you may well want to carefully check the result as published.
Actually, there's potential for 2 middle places.
There's a conversation going on there.
The other one when they came past there.
Yeah, where we both might have both been get in front of them, and it might be the same thing.
It's a long way to do this, Carl.
Well, we're about to get underway with heat number 4. We've got a couple of empty lanes here. So Stirling do not start. King's College London go in 3. Oxford in 4. Newcastle in 5. Bath in 6. We've received news of a disqualification in the previous heat, but we're yet to find out which team that is. It was a breathless heat, was heat 3. Wonder if this one will live up to the same heights. 129.18 is the benchmark time. Remember, these teams looking to qualify through time, not position. We do get away, and it's Bath who get away quickest in lane 6. Already seem to be stretching out a lead on the rest of the field. Oxford with some catching up to do already. That's a quick lane, that outside one in 6. And it's going to be Bath with a good lead going into the second leg. Newcastle should change over in second place. King's College just about get there. And Oxford hand over in 4th place. Now, can anybody gain on Bath following that excellent first leg? Looks like King's College London are starting to make some inroads, and Newcastle making their way back into this one as well. Oxford with some work to do. They're currently in 4th place. Bath change over first. King's College London in second place. Again, there's that adjustment from the left hand to the right hand, but King's London in second place, starting to make ground on Bath here, who've led from the very first changeover as the clock ticks towards a minute. 129.18 is a score that would now guarantee them qualification, as we're over halfway through the qualification process. Bath into the lead. Another bad change from King's College costs them time. Oxford in 3rd, Newcastle in 4th, but Bath can't afford to take their foot off the gas because it's running for time, not position. East London currently in 1st place, Hallam in 2nd, Brunel in 3rd. Where will Bath stop the clock? It's going to be just outside 130. Oh, it's 129.995. Good race here as Oxford pick up 2nd, King's College 3rd, Newcastle 4th. But if that is confirmed, then Bath nick above Brunel, and that'll guarantee them qualification for the final. In fact, I've just received confirmation that Hallam's time has rounded up. So Bath move into pole position to qualify. They go under 130, 129.95. They win heat number 4. Heats 5 and 6 still to come. And of course the women's final as well. Or the women's qualifiers as well. Getting ahead of myself. The women's final's not until tomorrow.
73.70. So the confirmed result from that heat. Involving the BUCS first Cardiff Met, 129.4, second Sheffield, 129.62, third Bristol, 137.56, and fourth University of Central Lancashire, 147.5. The BUCS University of East London.
The local running point, and to Leicester, and 3 Nottingham, and 4 Loughborough, and 5 Manchester Met, and 6 Winchester.
So next up, Ireland, just take the second 73.70. So I apologize, it wasn't the case of bringing down now, I don't think it was a second percent.
While the pole vault continues, we've received news that it's a lane infringement, meaning that East London, after that fantastic finish, were disqualified from heat number 3. So Cardiff Met, 129.4, took the win there. Incidentally, that would have been the second quickest time we've had. What a fantastic race that was. If you're just tuning in, then at the end of the transmission today, I recommend rewinding that and watching the action. Still 2 heats to go in this men's competition. Lane 1's empty this time, so Leicester go in lane 2. Green vests with the maroon panels. Nottingham go in lane 3 in the forest green jerseys. Loughborough in lane 4, very much an East Midlands flavour in the early phases of heat number 5. Manchester Met in those unmistakable blue and orange jerseys, then Winchester on the outside. So Cardiff Metropolitan, 129.4, the fastest time so far. Bath also in the 129s, as are Sheffield Hallam. Sorry if I sound like a broken record, but just a reminder that it is times that will qualify the top 6, not positions in the race. Do get away first time, and Leicester had a great start. Loughborough looked to get stuck in the blocks a little bit, but look at this, back straight now. Loughborough hammering home, and they'll have a huge advantage going into the second leg. Everyone else playing catch up on the African Violets in lane 4. They're going to have about 25 metres. Manchester Met will be somewhere around second, Winchester as well, but it's very much a bun fight for positions, because surely nobody's going to come near Loughborough as they now go past the markers that mean they can all go into lane 1. It's Loughborough from Nottingham. 129 is the target to qualify for the final. We're at the halfway point for Loughborough, and 44 seconds has passed, so they're very much on for it at the moment. Nottingham nearly overrunning the changeover zone there. It's a good changeover from Manchester Met as well. Winchester in 4th place, and Leicester eventually scramble the baton around, and they're currently in 5th, but they're a good half a lap behind Loughborough here, who will change over in the final leg, chasing down Cardiff Met's 129.4, currently the lead time. Loughborough 108 at that changeover. Nottingham still in 2nd place, Manchester Met in 3rd, Winchester 4th, and Leicester trotting home in 5th. but Loughborough have only got about 50 metres to go as Leicester change over the baton for the final time. 1:22, 1:23 on the clock. Where are Loughborough going to stop it? They're going to win the race. Is it going to be enough to qualify? 1:29.12. That is provisionally the fastest time. They've usually been rounded up by about 0.2 by the time they've done all the maths, but even if it was 1:29.3, that would still be quicker than Cardiff Met and would see Loughborough make their way into tomorrow's final. They stacked that team towards the front for Loughborough and just blew everybody away. 1:29.12. I've not received any confirmation that that's been changed, so as it stands, 1:29.12 will be the benchmark score going into the 6th heat. Incidentally, the championship record 1:26.22, and that was set by Loughborough way back in 2007. And to the best of my maths, most of these athletes were still in primary school. But either way, Loughborough still flying the flag here at the BUCS indoors. 5 heats of the relay down, 1 to come before we move on to the women's to close the day. We're all on tenterhooks waiting for the 6th and final heat. University of East London, from what I can gather, are disputing their disqualification as well, looking at all of the video evidence. But they line up in Heat 6 as follows. Birmingham, the inside track on lane number 1 in those red jerseys with the blue shorts. Southampton in lane 2. Portsmouth, another team in purple, in lane 3. Strathclyde in 4. Leeds in the green in lane 5. And Coventry in the blue jerseys in lane 6. Running for a time. Nobody's gone under 129 yet. Loughborough, the fastest qualifiers so far, but Bath in with a good chance, as are Cardiff Met, Sheffield Hallam and Brunel, all there or thereabouts. We're still waiting for the result of the University of East London's appeal. There is a mark as they go around the 3rd bend that says when they can all funnel into lane 1. If they funnel in before, then it's a disqualification. That's what UEL have fallen foul of. We'll be able to check the video evidence, or they will be able to check the video evidence, should I say. And perhaps be reinstated. But the whistle goes ahead of the final of the 6 heats in the men's 4x200. Birmingham in 1, Southampton in 2, Portsmouth in 3, Strathclyde 4, Leeds 5, Coventry 6. Away we go. Clean start from all of the teams, and it's a decent start from Coventry on the far side, but Birmingham going very well on the inside. Southampton, not entirely sure they were able to put a team of 4 sprinters together there already, looking like they're going to struggle. But Strathclyde and Coventry will lead after the first leg. It's a great changeover from Strathclyde as well. Birmingham having to work hard to get into it. Now they will be able to funnel in, and Strathclyde will have the lead going into the halfway point. the changeover between 2 and 3. It's a good battle for second and third. Birmingham under scrutiny from Leeds here. Strathclyde changeover. Leeds and Birmingham are neck and neck, but it's all about Strathclyde. Coventry in 4th place, Portsmouth in 5th place. Southampton just about getting there. I wonder whether or not some of these lads have ever run 200 metres before. Strathclyde then will lead into the final leg. However, the time is the most important thing, and 1:29.12 is the lead time. There's the adjustment onto the final leg. Birmingham chasing them down, but there really is some chasing to do. Leeds need a strong finish as well, but it's all about Strathclyde in this 6th and final heat. The clock ticking to 1:20. They need to finish under 1:30 to stand a chance. If they go under 1:29, they'll definitely qualify. This is quick from Strathclyde. 1:28.98. They're the fastest qualifiers, and they guarantee a place in tomorrow's final. 1:28.98 for Strathclyde. Quicker than Loughborough, quicker than Bath, quicker than Cardiff Met, quicker than Brunel. And it's actually been rounded down, 1:28.97. So a fantastic run from Strathclyde, and they put themselves in pole position for the podium in tomorrow's final. That concludes the qualification of the men's 200-metre relay. We've not got confirmed results. Remember, we're after the top 6, but those smiles on the faces of the Strathclyde athletes, they know they'll be in the final tomorrow. Who will be joining them? Keep your eye on the BUCS social media for more news, not just of everything that's going on here at the EIS, but also the other 7 sports across 6 venues here in the Steel City. We'll be back very shortly with the women's 4x200-metre relay.
And so 2002 is the whole competition for the final part of the racing.
Chili's clear first time. So the whole lot can go out. Oh, yeah, she's won. She's the defending champion.
Up next, track in one of the 4 swimming field. In lane 2, in lane 3, we have Brunel. In lane 4, we have Sheffield. In lane 5, Bristol. Also in lane 6, Bath. Top 6 counting runs by time. This was final.
Well, 380 proved problematic with Coles, who lost House Jones. 380 actually led hard, but she did clear 370, which means she leaves with a personal best, having come into the competition with a best of 3 meters 65, set at the recent Welsh Championships.
The final event on the track today is the qualification heats for the women's 4x200 meter relay. Again, the same as the men's. If you've been watching us throughout the day, the top 6 advance by time. 4 heats. Lane 1's empty. Leicester go in 2. Brunel in 3. Sheffield in 4. Bristol in 5. And Bath in 6. Bit of drama in the men's. University of East London were disqualified, but they've been reinstated. Well, the pole vault continues, which was the short delay in getting these athletes into the blocks. We can now set up for heat 1 of 4. Leicester, Brunel, Sheffield, Bristol, Bath. Championship record 137.82 set by Brunel a decade ago. There you go in lane 3. And we get away first time, and it is Brunel who have a lightning start, but also Bath out there on their own in lane 6. They'll look to make hay before they all filter into lane 1. Leicester in lane 2, struggling a little bit, but it's Brunel and Bath. Bath are going to change over first, Brunel second. But we've got Bristol and Sheffield going well too. This could be a tight race. In fact, it was Brunel who changed first. Bath didn't quite get the timing right, but look at Sheffield flying through the middle here. They'll take the lead onto the back straight. As just out of your shot, everyone ahead of lane 3 comes in. Sheffield speed walking in to lane 1 as they're going to lead at the halfway point. Brunel and Bath bringing up the rear in second and third respectively. How good is the changeover going to be? Oh, that's lovely from Sheffield. Again, Brunel in second place, Bath in third, and Sheffield looking to pull away down this back straight. Leicester in 4th place. We've lost one team. Bristol will not finish, but I was concentrating on the winners. I didn't see what happened there. So Sheffield now being gained on by Brunel. We could have two good times here. Bath have lost a little bit going into this final one, and they've completely overrun the changeover as well. That could be a disqualification. We'll have to keep our eye on that. But let's have a look at Brunel coming around Sheffield around the back straight. This is a massive finish from Brunel. Always high expectations for sprinters from that institution in Uxbridge, and they're going to take this opening leg. But what time are they going to post? Oh, they've eased off here, and it's all about time. Sheffield take it. Brunel finished second. Well, you wonder if they know whether they're running for a time or a position. Usually the top two will get through, but Sheffield stuck to it and stopped the clock in 1:42.43. And Brunel ran that like a heat when only the top 6 times are going through. That is ambitious from the West Londoners. And will they live to regret that? Well, still 3 heats to come. I do love this qualification racing. There's always drama in the relays, as we'll go back to the pole vault until it's time to bring you heat number 2. The whistle goes ahead of heat number 2 in this women's relay qualification. 1:42.43, the benchmark time set by Sheffield after Brunel took their foot off the gas. Newcastle in 1, Leeds Beckett in 2, Durham 3, Stirling 4, Sheffield Hallam 5, Southampton in lane 6. Remember, 1:42.43. The qualification time, the top 6 advancing to tomorrow's finals. Slow start on the outside for Southampton. Very good start for Sheffield Hallam. They already go past Southampton, who've got the lane advantage outside, but inside them, Stirling going very well too. Scottish universities went particularly well in the men's. Strathclyde posting the winning time. Will Stirling follow suit from north of the border? This is a great start from them, chasing down that time set by Sheffield at 1:42.43. Great changeover from Leeds Beckett though, and the stalling of Stirling is going to cost them the lead as we go down the back straight for the second time. They go past the markers now, so can filter into lane 1, and Leeds Beckett taking control of this second of 4 heats in the women's 4x200 relay. It's going to be Leeds Beckett changing over first into lane 1. Little bit of confusion there, but it hasn't stopped them with a clean changeover. Stirling second, Sheffield Hallam third. Oh, and it's absolute carnage for Strathclyde and Durham and Newcastle. Newcastle with a quick third leg, but it's not going to be enough to put any pressure on the leaders whatsoever. Leeds Beckett taking control of this second leg. They're ready to change over for the final time. And after a very promising start, it's all coming unravelled for Stirling as Leeds Beckett look to book their place in the final. 1:20 on the clock. 1:42.43 is the lead time. Hallam in second, Stirling third, Newcastle fourth, Durham in fifth. And it's a dominant performance here from Leeds Beckett. Sheffield Hallam chasing down second place, but Beckett are going to take it. What's the clock saying? Well, that's made the Sheffield time look very good indeed. 1:45.01, so it should still be enough for Brunel, despite taking their foot off the gas down that final straight. Still coming to terms with them doing that. So 1:45.01 for Beckett. They take heat 2. We'll go back to the pole vault that's going through its final throws. We've got an attempt at 4 meters here. Still 2 heats to go in the women's sprint relays.
An absolute personal best. Right, I just need to hand you the results. The first heat was 4x2, and this is showing EQ for each of the teams, and the team did not finish the best score.
noticed that all three of those teams yeah.
We'll try again later.
The whistle goes to call the athletes to the start line for heat 3 of 4 in the women's 4x2. Lane 1's empty. Nottingham go in 2. Cardiff Met in 3. Chester in 4. East London in 5. Exeter in 6 as we have an attempt at 4 metres, a successful attempt in the pole vault as well. That competition is going deep into the evening here at the EIS. Couple clear at 4 metres. So now we bring our concentration back to the sprint competition. Sheffield still leading time-wise, 1:42.43, leads Beckett, took heat 2, but 2.5 seconds slower, so the door's open for qualification. Away first time once again. Good start from the 2 outside teams. You've got East London and Exeter, but Cardiff Met going well down the back straight. Nottingham doing well to stick in there. Chester really struggling as we reach 2/3 of the way through the opening lap. It'll be Cardiff Met leading through 200 metres, but UEL and Exeter also going well. Cardiff Met changed first, UEL second, Exeter third, Nottingham fourth, and Chester in 5th place, but Cardiff Met really taking this one away from everybody else now. 1:42.43 is the time set by Sheffield. That's the one they're chasing down. 1:45, quick enough to win a leg, or a heat, should I say, for Leeds Beckett, but Cardiff Met looking very smooth here. 49 seconds at the changeover that'll take us to the 3rd leg of this one. UEL in 2nd place. Exeter have gone into 3rd, Nottingham in 4th, but Cardiff Met need to put the hammer down here. Chester, the final team to change over. We've got UEL leading the chase there, but they're a 1/3 of a lap behind Cardiff Met, who are cruising here. 1:13 on the clock at the final changeover. UEL being made to work for 2nd place here. Exeter right on their tail, but Cardiff Met hammering down the back straight for the final time. UEL drifting into the 2nd lane, ready to take it into the back straight to try and run a time that'll get them to the final. Cardiff Met could lap Chester here. In fact, they're going to. Cardiff Met are going to stop the clock in the new fastest time. It's under 1:40, 1:39.25. UEL might have snuck underneath that 1:45 by Leeds Beckett as well, but that is a message of warning to everyone else in this competition. Cardiff Met 1:39.25. Chester entering a team into this competition. 24 teams are entered. However, they're certainly not going to be bothering the finalists, but they get over the line, they get the baton round, which a few teams have been unable to do. Exeter congratulating each other on a race well run, but it was only enough for 3rd place. Cardiff Met's 1:39.25. That's the new benchmark time. UEL might just have done enough to qualify. Be interested in their split, but now we go back to the pole vault competition. 4:10 being attempted, and goodness me, it was a first attempt at it for Loughborough, very nearly missing the mat then from nigh on 25 feet in old money. 3 heats down, 1 heat to go in the women's 4x2.
So shortly the students will be out for the fourth and final piece, the women's 4x2, which will bring the track action to a close. The field action is still ongoing with the bar at 4 meters 10.
Still is 2 minutes to forward and the clock is at next. 2 meters 10 and 4 meters 10.
Unless she's turned up. Molly had
Right, continue for the first relay. Final.
So we've got an ace to it. We've got one of the legs. Perhaps she's feeling tired. I think Rachel's second attempt, 983.
So this full time means those boys are confused and track. We have Birmingham in lane 2, Manchester in lane 3, in lane 4, we have Oxford. In lane 5, we have St Mary's, and outside in lane 6, we have London University.
Well, I just like to confirm, as I was wanting to go through my notes carefully, the clearance at 4 meters by Amy McCarthy is an Irish 123 indoor best. Congratulations, Amy McCarthy.
The final track race of the day. It's heat 4 of 4 in the women's 4x200 metres. 1:39.25 is the benchmark time. Cardiff Met set it in the previous heat. Birmingham go in 2. Manchester in the purple in 3. Oxford in the navy blue in 4. St Mary's in the white and blue stripes in 5. And Loughborough in the famous African violet in 6. Some fast teams here. And of course, there is the possibility we have more than one qualifier from a heat. Cardiff Met 1:39.25 leads Beckett 1 heat 2 with 1:45.01, but that might not be enough to qualify. Loughborough going well in lane 6 at the moment. St Mary's in danger of being left behind. Oxford going all right in the middle there, but Loughborough will lead going into the first change. Keep your eye on Manchester in lane 3 as well. Them, Oxford and Birmingham all change at the same time, and that's a long change from St Mary's. They may have overstepped, but now Birmingham take control. Loughborough look like they're running backwards, and now there's only one team in this. Down the back straight in the second leg. Birmingham, can they go quicker than Cardiff Met? Looks like qualification's going to be a struggle for the remaining 4 teams. Birmingham hitting the travelator at the halfway point as well. Oxford will change over in second. Loughborough 3rd and 4th with Manchester. That's a real battle, but Birmingham looking to take control going down the back straight for the 3rd time, the penultimate time, as Oxford try and come through. They're closing the gap, but it is a big gap to close. Birmingham will lead going into the home straight, ready to change for the 4th leg. Oxford lining up in second, and then it's neck and neck between Loughborough and Manchester, but qualification's going to be a big ask. 1:39.25 still the lead time by Cardiff Met. I don't think Birmingham are going to go quicker, but they should be quick enough to qualify. Oxford in second, Loughborough in 3rd, Manchester being overtaken for 4th by St Mary's. This is a good battle at the end, but with nearly half a lap of a lead here, Birmingham are going to take this home. The clock goes past 1:37, 1:38. They need to keep their foot on the gas here to guarantee qualification. Birmingham stop the clock. 1:43.23 should be enough. Loughborough finish second. It's going to be an anxious wait for them, but I don't think it's quick enough. I think Leeds Beckett might have just scraped into that final, and Manchester are the last team over the line to complete the 4th and final heat of the women's 4x200 metre relay. And that concludes the track action here on day 2 of the BUCS Nationals. We still have the conclusion of the pole vault to come, so stick with us for that, but we'll be back tomorrow. The competition starts on the track at 10:35. The triple jump begins at 10 o'clock. And this is a personal best attempt. 4:01. Oh, sorry, 4:10, should I say. It's been a little bit sketchy the first few times, and it is there as well. Not to be today. That was a 3rd and final attempt. High standard of competition in the pole vault. So that's all from the track today. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure to talk you through all of the action. Don't forget to follow BUCS on all the social media channels that you'd expect, not just for the athletics that's going on, not just for the action this weekend at the Indoor Nationals, 8 sports across 6 venues, but for everything that's still to come in the year as well. We have the Outdoor Nationals. Cricket's due to start very soon. We have BUCS Super Rugby coming to its conclusion as well. But this has been day 2 of the BUCS Nationals, celebrating 100 years of British university sport. Extra special thanks to our partners Cookery, Outgoing, Camp America and Ash Away as well. I look forward to talking you through all of the track and field action tomorrow. Join us from 10 o'clock.